Alrighty, our final segment for today is corporate dog. Woof.
Woof, woof.
Not again.
And essentially what's going to happen is, we've all got some stories that happened in Oscorp over the last couple of weeks and even months that maybe I might have missed, you guys might have missed, and I just want to, let's discuss them.
We'll also judge how many woofs each story
gets. I like that.
Oh, for you hectics, remember cockatoos?
Cockatoos. We haven't done Cockabee
I will
Cock
say,
for a long time.
Ever since we went mainstream, we stopped doing Cockabee Cock.
I would like to bring
Have
it
we
back.
sold out?
No.
If you would like some cockatoos or have a story where you've been cucked or anything, please send it in. If we get enough submissions, the segment's coming back.
Might have to do a slight rebrand there, though.
I think we can keep the Cockabee Cocks, but I genuinely think half the audience has no idea what we're talking about right now, to be honest. But anyways,
one of our best segments, I will say.
The most popular segment in TCB history. But we're not talking about Cockabee Cocks. We're talking about Watchdog. Woof.
Alrighty, first story, boys, and this one is a wild one, but off the bat, what do you think about your company spying on you when you're at home?
No chance. Absolutely zero chance.
Yeah, that's a ridiculous question.
Are people doing this?
Well, the folks at AMP did a few weeks ago. So they were given a contract that they had 1 week to sign, which would essentially allow the employer to spy on them when they're at home through video surveillance and would let them sell their information to other people.
What do you mean by video surveillance?
So the employer could essentially force the right to undertake video surveillance of employees while they're at home and even actually make them undertake a medical examination.
For what?
Who knows? But
like
essentially,
a physical.
Like a physical. And
my VO2 max or something? That's important for these spreadsheets I'm about to run.
Check the strain levels on the whoop. Why do they need that?
So in terms of the medical, an AMP spokesperson said, it's standard in most contemporary employment contracts. It's important for employees to have the ability to conduct medical examinations in circumstances where concerns are held about employees' fitness to perform work. AMP is a financial services company. Doesn't matter what their 100-meter time is, or if they can do a beep test. Brother, can you do a spreadsheet? That's all that matters.
What physical requirements? Like, are they trying to say someone's going to have like a heart attack? Like,
it must be. Like, what other physical requirements could you have to come into an office and sit at a desk for 8 hours?
Not even come to an office sometimes.
Yeah, work from home.
Move 5 meters from your bed to your desk and work 8 hours. What physical strain?
All right, so let's break this down.
Yeah,
There's the element of the video surveillance.
So I want to ask about the video surveillance. Is this like hey, install some software, we'll spy via your webcam? Or is this like, here guys, you take this camera and I just place it nicely on the wall.
Here's these 5 cameras. Set it at these angles.
No blind spots. No blind spots.
Is either of those options any better than the other?
No, because my biggest fear actually is someone spying through the webcam.
Are you one of those that puts a little sticker over your webcam?
No, I don't have it, but I want one. Like, I wish I did. Sometimes like I'll get so paranoid that I'll just like chuck like a t-shirt over my webcam.
What are you doing?
Yeah, let's be honest, right? Let's say that your employer is looking at you right now.
They're seeing your muggy face.
What are they seeing anyway, 9 to 5, Monday to Friday? What's the worst thing you're doing?
No, it's just village. Like, it's just village. If I'm like eating at my desk or something, I'm like, slurping cornflakes in the morning.
It's your own house. You can do whatever you want.
No, and then it's just annoying. Like, for example, right, at lunchtime, if I want to watch like a video or something, on my bed, sue me, then they got access to that as well.
Close the laptop then.
No,
Have you heard anything of a personal laptop, bro? Potentially.
So I'll tell you what happened to my personal laptop's cooked. I don't have one anymore. So I got to use basically everything on my work laptop.
Oh, you're one of those, man.
Yeah, but I got a nice Mac, so it's not a big deal. But I'm saying is, how can you be okay with the video surveillance from AMP? You'll say, oh, what's the worst that can happen?
No. We're not saying that, all right? We're saying what's wrong with you eating cornflakes in front of your laptop if someone sees that?
Dude, I don't feel like I need to justify this. I feel like it's pretty normal not to want to be surveilled. Not only that.
No, that's fair, but your worries are so like, what if they see me eating?
Yeah, I mean, I guess so, but it's just the idea of being watched is a bit rattling.
It's like doing when you do the certifications or exams where there's
like proctor.
A proctor watching you while you do it.
Yeah.
So AMP is going to hire proctors to sit there and watch you.
Yeah, because what? They're going to get a security guard with all like 100 different people's webcams and watch them. Like, what's the?
Yeah, I guess they just like use AI or something to like figure out what's happening.
But
like,
what illegal? Not even illegal. What kind of activity or behavior are they trying to catch?
They want to make sure your eyes are always on your laptop,
right?
And they track the software on your computer.
They got the eye
so they're always on. I know Bloomberg. You're always on Excel. You're always checking your emails. You're not watching YouTube. You're not eating cornflakes.
So
that's probably what they want to do.
I heard of these companies that will install some software onto your computer, and every like 15 seconds, it'll take a screenshot of what's on your desktop. So that is like a surefire way to know, like, oh, is this person playing chess or is he actually doing work?
I've heard there's places as well that track like how many times you touch the trackpad or how many keystrokes you did in a day or something like that.
Dude, I think that is probably like pretty common. The keystrokes, I think 100%.
But how will they know what's the average amount in a day?
Yeah,
if I did 10,000 in a day, is that a lot? What if I had a lot of meetings?
I have a feeling it's more so to detect like automated keystrokes. Like let's say you have a consistent beat, like a heartbeat of keystrokes. You're probably doing something dodgy, right?
Right.
Because your average usually you're typing something, then you're probably moving your mouse, typing something again. That's what they're tracking. Well, what happened to good old fashioned, positive reinforcement and encouraging the employees rather than doing 10 million bits of surveillance and
would you rather get surveilled at home or just go back to the office?
Would you rather, Zah?
I'd rather go back to I'd go to the office.
5 days a week.
Yeah, 5 days.
Is that the big plan?
Maybe.
They're making work from home so disgusting that your only option is work from home.
Well, they surveil you in the office.
Yeah, that's fine though. Like,
But they're not taking photos of me every 15 seconds.
Yeah, I'm not in pajamas, sometimes shirtless, doing some work.
We don't need to know what you do in your spare time, right?
But my question is this, are you signing that contract? Because they said AMP employees were given a contract to sign saying, hey, sign this, we get to surveil you, we get to check you get your blood tests and stuff like that to check your physical.
Yeah, we haven't even broken down that part, man.
The medical part. Let's say you go to work tomorrow, your boss is like, hey, we need you to go take a physical.
Brother, I'm not signing for 50 million. Like, what do I need this medical for?
Just run on a treadmill for half an hour.
As in medical, low-key, I'm actually fine with.
Yeah, because you're a fit young man.
No, but it's like, whatever. I know, I don't even understand why they would even need that information, but I'm happy to give it. Sure. I'd also like to know if there's anything wrong, if you want to tell me.
So you're looking at it from a positive perspective of you're getting a free health check.
Yeah, I'm getting a free health check. Like, I can't even imagine what they could possibly do with that thing.
What's it to the business?
Yeah.
If I have arrhythmia.
Yeah, I don't think anything.
Or I have diabetes. What's it to the business?
No, I'm not saying.
What's it to my yearly output and the benefit I'm giving to the company?
Yeah, can we actually think about what they need this for? Like, I still have no hypotheses.
You heard the spokesperson. They said apparently it's normal for companies to check in their well-being and their physical performance.
Like, let's say someone, like, let's say they diagnose someone, right? And they're, I don't know, high risk of heart attack. Are they going to make
a liability on their books?
No, I think it's like maybe, like that's what I was thinking.
What's it actually for?
It's like, if you're high risk of a heart attack, maybe they realize that, they got to pay you out, like, heaps of sick pay and like redundancy and this and that, and they don't want to do it, but they would never.
It feels illegal. Feels heavily illegal.
So would you? Yeah. So you giving that contract? Are you signing it, or are you finding another job?
Am I getting cut if I'm not signing it?
I assume so.
If I'm getting cut, I'm probably signing it. Like, I'd love to sit here and be like, screw the system, but it's like, dude, I need a job. I need like money.
We about to say you have a family to feed.
No, obviously not. I got bills to pay and whatnot. So it's like, I would love to sit here and be like, I'd take a stand against the man, but to be honest, I love the man sometimes.
Is there any follow-up to this article, big office? In terms of like, do we know if AMP has, 20% of their workforce leaving? Do we know anyone in AMP potentially? Is anyone out there at AMP? That's what I would love to know. What's the feedback?
Did you sign the contract?
They signed a ting, man. It's like when Tifu had his contract, man. Release the contract.
Apparently, just as a little, I don't know about, they actually released a statement, but apparently a lawyer has said that filming employees while they work from home is perfectly legal as long as employers give 14 days notice.
Right.
Wait, 14 days notice that they're
going to
consenting to it.
Yeah, correct.
That's like saying anything's legal if you consent, you know what I mean? It doesn't seem right.
Nah, that is not past the pub test for me. What did AMP say? What was their statement?
They released a statement. Let me read it. So they've said the clauses are common in most contemporary employment contracts, including the right to monitor employee computer usage on employer-provided devices when they're working from home. AMP is not and will not conduct camera surveillance on employees when they work from home.
So they backtracked.
They backtracked it. But they double down on where concerns are held about an employee's fitness to perform work. It's important for employees to have the ability to conduct medical examinations. No. So that part is fine.
Even the first part, they're like, it's totally normal, guys. Yeah. But we're not going to do it.
We won't do it.
We're never going to do it.
We're not like those weirdos.
That's crazy.
Yeah, so they've kept the medical part of it.
They're ravenous for these people's histories. Why?
Why? Yeah, I don't know.
Are you signing that contract?
Well, now that I know it's just the medical part, yeah, absolutely.
Nix?
Yeah. Again, I would also love to sit here and be like, nah, dude, this is not constitutional, blah, blah, blah. But if my job's on the line, mate, got to pay for something.
Yeah, I'll
Something's
sign
got to pay for
papers.
me.
But maybe I'm looking for a new job. I'm signing the papers
100%.
while actively looking.
I'm 100% quite quitting.
Yeah, 100%. Alrighty, speaking of espionage, I've got an absolute banger. Have you guys heard of the Rippling Deal saga?
No, I haven't, bro.
All right, so Rippling is one company, Deal is another company, but they're both in like HR management, software, essentially. They're competitors. So it came out that there was a spy from Deal in Rippling, basically feeding information back to Deal, right? So it's corporate espionage is what's on the cards. So apparently what happened was this. Deal hired some bloke at Rippling being like, hey, can you spy for us? Because right now, everything is done, on Salesforce. So people were selling software via Salesforce. And this like mole basically was going into Salesforce. And every time Rippling had like a big deal, it's actually very confusing when the company's name is Deal and they're selling deals. Right? So I got to specify this somehow.
Just call him D.
No. That won't work. That'll be even more confusing for me. But this guy or this mole was basically looking on Salesforce and having a look for every time Rippling was going head to head against Deal in one of these big contracts. And what they would do is they would download all the Salesforce information, send it back over to, their good friends at Deal. So they could basically manipulate, see what Rippling had said.
Get all the secrets.
And basically like undercut them because they know how much they're selling it for. You could undercut them. You could do all sorts of things. So Rippling is realizing like they're just losing mad deals to Deal, right? Then they're looking and they're realizing that there's this like one employee who is in HR. So they're doing like payrolls or something, right? But they're on Slack looking at all the sales channels where it's like, this deal came up, this deal came up, this deal came up. And so they figured this guy, this guy's a bit sus. What's he doing? So they set up a trap. They sent an email to like the CEO and the CFO. That's it. Just the executives, like 3 or 4 executives at Deal being like, hey, what's happening is there's like a Slack channel in Rippling. It's called Deal Defectors, where like ex-Deal employees are kind of like talking trash about you guys and all this sort of stuff. We just want you to know, we've just become aware of it. We just want you to know that, there might be some posts, but just, be a bit careful, right? So they've sent this information over to like 3 executives at Deal. Then what happens is the mole, he starts looking at this Deal Defector channel. But the thing is, there's no channel. The people at Rippling have just made it up, right? It was created like 2 months ago. And the only people who know about it are the executives at Deal.
Right.
So they check, this guy's looked it up, because they want to find some saucy gossip for him to send back to his executives. Then they call the cops. They're like, hey, we've found him. We've trapped him. He's definitely guilty. What happens is the mole has then hid in the bathrooms while the cops are after him. And they're yelling like, basically like, get out of here. Like, give us your phone, this and that. He's like, I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to do it. You can't take it from me. So he's like flushing the toilet, flushing his phone down the toilet. Eventually, he opens the bathroom door and just legs it. And now, mate, we're looking for the mole.
No way, bro's on the run.
Bro's on the run right now.
No
Really?
way.
Yeah, that's the last I've heard.
How do they not get him? Just go in the bathroom and grab the idiot.
No, he just ran.
No, but while he's in the
But the
bathroom.
thing is, like, it's not like he committed a murder. It's like a white collar crime. So they're just like chilling, come out. He's done a runner, and he's gotten away for the time being.
Sounds an indictment on the police force.
How loyal is this guy to that company?
I don't know.
Willing to go to jail for them?
But basically, what it means is that it means the literal CEO, CFO, one of those, 2 or 3 CXOs, they knew about it. They were the ones who planted it. You know what I mean? It's not like, it's just some bloke doing this. It's like from the top.
Yeah.
So that's why it's such a big deal.
Corruption starts from the top, brother.
All right, give me some thoughts about the corporate espionage.
That's mental.
Wait, so what are these companies?
What are they running?
They do like payroll software. So like think like a
Workday.
Yeah, like a Workday,
Employment Hero,
Success Factors.
Gusto, yeah, like all these guys. Right? So imagine they're competing, they're all competing.
Saturated market.
Well, apparently there's 2 more big dogs. Okay, I'm sure there's some sort of competitive differentiation, but who knows? Deal have gotten so desperate that they've decided to plant a mole within rippling. To be honest, I thought it was a masterstroke. If it was pulled off, like let's say they got away with it, right? If you think about it, in like 30 years' time, when the deal CEO puts it in his book, I reckon people are giving him like wowee, that's classic.
But there's no way you're gonna get like as soon as you see this guy like downloading all the stuff of Salesforce, I feel like that has to be setting off red flags.
Isn't
somewhere.
that something that people say is like monitored? Like with the
that's what I'm saying.
The documents you download from the company, because that in and of itself, I think, is not allowed. Like downloading the intellectual property of your company
and then
to a personal device of some sort.
Yeah.
He was probably just downloading it to his work laptop, or he might not even be downloading it.
He's setting it using his work email.
I don't know if he's a clown
That's
like
gotta
that.
be.
No, but he's just taking screenshots maybe, like you can just screen it if you want. Yeah, because essentially...
there's no way that this was never going to work. There's no way.
But did they get caught because they got greedy?
I think so.
They wanted the juice. They wanted the gossip.
Well, it's basically because of this, right? This guy's in payroll. He's got no business looking up Slack channels about sales deals. Except like when you look at his logs, every single day, he's like
looking at.
He's like 50, 60 looking up channels. Like,
yeah,
no good.
Do you need to do all this elaborate thing to trap him? He's pretty guilty.
Yeah, but like, who's monitoring that?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Who's monitoring how many people are looking at a specific
why would
Slack
this guy
channel?
agree to this? Like, Migs, if they came to you and like, all right, you got to go to your competitor company, get a job there and, be a mole, would you agree to him?
But was he...
I think another job, man.
I think he's already employed.
Maybe. He's probably already employed and they're probably giving him like $1 million.
A little sweet... He must be getting big dollars for this.
Yeah, heavy pockets.
He's a turncoat. Oh, I thought he worked at the other place and then came across.
No.
Because
So
that's
he was
obvious.
already there and they just turned his head.
100%. That's my working.
Crazy.
It has to be that.
Maybe he's just the fall guy then.
Nah, it's not that conspiracy. It's definitely him. They got him. He's like flushing his phone down the toilet. You do that if you're innocent?
Maybe. Oh, that's crazy. All right, Manu, what do you got?
All right, next one, boys. What do you think of a 4-day work week?
I love what you're saying to me, Migs. I love it.
Well, if you love it, bro, you should move to Japan. Because in Japan, as of now, April, they are implementing a 4-day work week.
Really?
I don't believe Japan. Bro,
Yeah,
we went
what?
to Japan. We saw clowns wearing suits at 9 p.m. sleeping on the train because they're so tired.
Well, this is where it is. The main reason is not work-life balance, boys. Is to combat the decreasing fertility rate.
I have seen that.
So the fellas and the women are overworking themselves. There's even death by overwork is a thing in Japan. So the people we saw working till 9, 10, 11, they're probably working so long, not
They're
sleeping, exhausted, this and that. If they're not dying by that, they don't have time to have a child, raise a family and all this. They've got to work. So now they're cutting back the work hours to make sure everyone, gets busy.
That's crazy. The whole country.
4 days?
Just so everyone can bonk.
Yeah, because I thought like Japan in like a couple of generations won't exist because it's like less than one. Like you can't repopulate fast enough. Which is, and South Korea apparently is like pretty bad as well.
Maybe it's an Asian thing as well.
Like maybe
Actually,
like,
India has no problems there.
no, I think Japan is definitely the working.
Yeah.
100%. I don't know what it is with South Korea, but anyways, 4-day work week. It looks like I'm taking a trip to Japan. That's what it sounds like.
Yeah, so is that open to everyone? So if I'm an expat, someone who's not Japanese, but I'm working over there, do I also get to reap the benefits of...
Look, I don't know those details, but let's say you go there and 95% of your workplace is Japanese, you think they're getting you to come on Friday?
Yeah.
And everyone's off?
Notoriously racist people.
Nah, dude, they're not doing that. They're telling everyone to jog on Friday.
Dude, that means you just know everyone on a Friday is just slanging their willy around.
You reckon there's dedicated like
Yeah,
boink
bone
time?
Yeah.
Have you seen those TikToks where they ask like girls in Japan?
I'm not on your side of TikTok.
No. It's like
this sounds sinister.
This doesn't
already.
sound good.
No, all right, let me rephrase that. They ask women in Japan and they ask them like, is it okay for your partner to cheat on you? And like all of them are like, yeah, that's totally fine. Right? As long as I don't know about it, as long as I don't hear about it.
What?
Yeah, apparently that's like the culture there.
Pretty cooked.
Yeah.
So you're on cheat talk.
Well, what I see these days actually is a lot of these fake apps that like stage these different scenarios, like, or is do you have full trust in your partner? And they're like, yeah, I have full trust in my partner. And they're like, can we look her up on this app to see if she's on Tinder? And they look her up and she's there, and the guy acts all shocked, like, oh, you've betrayed me, this and that. Sorry, weird tangent.
I have not seen this.
But that's
I'm
the
not
side
on
of
your
TikTok
side of
I'm on right
TikTok,
now.
brother.
Okay. Have you seen that? Well, I know loneliness is a massive thing in Japan. Like men's loneliness is such a big thing that you can now hire a family. Like
What?
you can hire actors to come and pretend to be your family.
Remember, yeah, when
combat loneliness.
when we were there, we walked past some of the nightclubs, the late night areas, and they weren't strip clubs. They were, you go in there for company.
Yeah.
So the person, the woman or the man is there, has a chat with you, is nice, and nothing nefarious. They're just there to accompany you.
Yeah, remember when we went to go do our laundry and we saw that guy who was standing there reading hentai in front of us? And I'm like, this guy is probably a microcosm of the Japanese
So this
society.
laundry, this
It's
half
actually a
laundry.
gnarly thing.
Yeah, so let's tell the story, right? It was like, honestly, like midnight in like Osaka or something. And Sen and I thought, this is a marvelous time. Actually, no, all three of us decided, let's go do some laundry. And we told, Ro, you came down in your pajamas and we said, oh, the laundry in the hotel, it's closing soon. We've got to go to the laundromat down the street. And you said, no, thank you,
Yeah,
sir.
I'm not doing any laundry.
Gone back to
Upstairs.
sleep.
Probably should have joined you.
So we found like the only laundromat open at the time.
And
It was like 24/7. We walk in. It was like a gate.
Yeah. It
We
was
had to
weird.
like tell the guy, we're here to do laundry. And then he sends us like around the corner. But then on our way to that corner, we walk past a whole bunch of manga, a whole bunch of books, a whole bunch of
There's a
computers.
little library in there.
And we walk past this whole wall of hentai, bro. And we're like, where have we landed? And we're doing our laundry. And then at some point, I'm like, oh, I just need to go bathroom. Then I follow the signs, go to the bathroom. And I walk past a couple of rooms. And bro, there's like beds.
Yeah.
It's like sounds like a brothel. You walked into a brothel.
No, but there's no humans in there's
Yeah.
no services provided.
It's just lonely men.
beds. So then we saw this guy come out of the shower. First of all, remember that?
Yeah.
He came out of the
The
shower with wet
shower,
hair
yeah.
still. I remember this. Decided to peruse the fine collection of hentai before picking a couple books and going back to his room. Whilst then I was separating our whites and our darks, man. Far out. And it
And
was
then
all,
we did laundry.
yeah. What are we talking about?
To Japan's 4-day work week.
Oh yeah, I'd love a 4-day work week actually.
Yeah, would you? Yeah. I mean, we're all moving.
Yeah,
surely.
moral of the story. Like, I think it's actually a good move from the Japanese government. I don't know. Like, this is the problem with all these things that come from the government is like, it seems all fair and well, but then like, do the companies actually implement it?
I imagine in Japan they would. A country built
They
on
follow the
respect.
rules.
Yeah.
No, because we have like in Australia, they've been chucking out 4-day work week trials. This and
No,
that.
but that's not from the
There's
government.
like,
That's
no. The government's like, hey, your boss can't contact you after hours.
The right to disconnect.
Where's that right?
Yeah,
Do you know what I mean?
That's it seems more of a suggestion.
Well, does any company follow that?
No.
No.
God, no.
So like,
And are you going to go report your boss for contacting you out of work? No way.
Aren't they implementing that as a legislation?
They are. I think it came through. It passed in
It's-
Parliament. It's legal.
it
now.
is a legal thing, but it's like there is literally no one following up on that.
I'm pretty sure there's a caveat to that where if you have to, if your work is like very important and time precious, that your boss has to reach out to you, then it's fine.
There's like a handful of jobs where that's the case.
But the definition's so broad that anyone could argue.
Yeah, I was reading
it's-
it and it was like big gray area. What defines reasonable, unreasonable?
Yeah.
What defines inside and outside of your work hours? Bro, every contract I've signed is like, oh, you work, these set of hours, unless you are asked to, outside of work hours, outside of working location. It's in the contract, mate.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm skeptical of this 4-day work week. Like, I would love to see it, mate. These Japanese people, these.
If there was one
corporates-
country to do it,
Yeah,
Japan's going to do it.
That is true.
I have my faith in the Japanese.
I'll believe it when I see it.